They've exhausted every attempt to pin their failures on you. Every scheme to frame you has collapsed. Every effort to shift blame has backfired spectacularly after hiding behind your reputation and using you as their scapegoat. They must now find the strength to stand on their own 2 feet. The protection of blaming you is gone, and they're feeling the weight of responsibility for the first time. They know the power dynamics have shifted and are coming with a proposition that crosses lines. The dirty offer being extended shows just how far they'll go now that they can't use you as their shield anymore. Someone approaches from your past. Their footsteps echo with familiar deception. They come bearing gifts wrapped in practiced smiles and rehearsed apologies. The timing is no coincidence. As your blessings materialize, as your abundance flows toward its rightful destination, they emerge from the periphery like predators sensing vulnerability. They return precisely as your financial windfall manifests. Their radar for opportunity has never failed them, and they sense the prosperity that surrounds you like sharks detect blood in the water. Their sudden concern for reconciliation arrives, packaged with your abundance, tied with a bow of false sincerity. Beware the convenient timing of their reappearance. The universe operates through perfect synchronicity, and this alignment speaks volumes about their true intentions. They vanished when you struggled. They turned away when you needed support. They doubted when you spoke truth. Now they return when your cup overflows. This is not divine guidance. It is calculated opportunism. Their offer comes disguised as reconciliation, wrapped in the language of healing. They speak of closure, of moving forward, of letting go of the past. Lies. Beneath these honeyed words lies the bitter truth of their desperation. They seek not to heal, but to harvest. Not to reconcile, but to reclaim. Not to apologize, but to access. Some will claim they always believed in you when your success becomes undeniable. These fair-weather allies will attempt to position themselves as the architects of your rise, the supporters who never wavered. Their revisionist history rewrites their abandonment as strategic distance, their criticism as constructive guidance. Reject this false narrative with the full force of your reclaimed power. The divine protection surrounding your path stands impenetrable. Every attempt to sabotage your journey hits an invisible barrier of cosmic defense. Those who plotted your professional downfall now watch in confusion as their schemes dissolve into nothing. Those who tried to blacken your name now find their words evaporating before reaching receptive ears. Those who sought to steal your peace now wrestle with their own unrelenting turmoil. Your protection comes from the highest source, unassailable, unquestionable, undeniable. Every trap set in your path becomes illuminated before you approach it. Every pitfall reveals itself before you step forward. Every enemy becomes transparent, their intentions glowing through their skin like radioactive warning signs visible only to your awakened perception. Abundance approaches with unstoppable momentum. The financial blessing destined for you arrives within weeks, carried on currents of cosmic justice. This prosperity was always yours by divine right, and no human interference can redirect its course. The universe identified you as its rightful recipient, and that decree stands immutable against all opposition. Your rising fortune radiates outward like heat from a fire, sensed by those who once dismissed your potential. This awareness drives them to madness, the confirmation that their judgment failed, that their rejection of you was their greatest mistake. They sense the shift in your energy signature and scramble to realign themselves with what they now recognize as your inevitable ascension. Their desperate return coincides precisely with your breakthrough moment. Your success creates tower moments in the lives of your detractors, forcing them to confront the fundamental flaws in their perception, the critical errors in their evaluation of your worth. Their carefully constructed realities crumble stone by stone as your light illuminates what they built on fundamentally flawed foundations. Their need for your hard-won wisdom becomes increasingly evident. The qualities they mocked in you, your sensitivity, your intuition, your unconventional perspective, now represent the very survival skills they desperately lack. Their conventional approaches failed them completely. When confronted with the same abyss they once pushed you toward, someone may step forward with a confession that rewrites the entire narrative. Their conscience, burdened beyond endurance, finally forces acknowledgement of how they helped construct the false reality that caused your suffering. This revelation permanently alters how others perceive your situation, transforming you from suspected villain to confirmed victim, from questionable narrator to vindicated truth-teller. The contrast between your authentic power and their material manipulation stands stark and revealing. You operate from soul recognition while they remain trapped in ego machinations. Your spiritual wealth makes their worldly temptations appear as paltry bribes, copper pennies offered in exchange for golden wisdom. Their false promises cast no shadow beside the blinding light of your genuine illumination. This returning person represents your final examination in a long spiritual curriculum. The test asks whether you will recognize the wolf beneath the sheep's wool, whether you will discern the poison inside the offered chalice. This evaluation concerns not your capacity for forgiveness, but your commitment to maintaining sacred boundaries. Your response determines whether this particular lesson requires repetition or allows progression to your next level of enlightenment. Watch closely for the signs. Their true intentions reveal themselves through subtle inconsistencies in their performance. Pay attention when praise feels excessive, when apologies lack specific acknowledgement of harms inflicted, when storytelling revises history to minimize their culpability. Notice their reaction when you don't immediately embrace their version of reality, the flicker of irritation, the momentary mask slip revealing the calculation beneath. Their manipulative tactics emerge when initial approaches fail, guilt deployed like precision weapons, flattery administered in strategic doses, artificial urgency created to force decisions before discernment can activate. They will attempt to isolate you from your support network, suggesting private meetings, exclusive conversations, confidential exchanges. These are not coincidences. These are tactical maneuvers designed to separate you from your protective alignment. The growth you've achieved cannot be undone by their return. The sovereignty you've established stands impervious to their attempted infiltration. Your journey forward requires no reconciliation with forces that once sought your destruction. This encounter serves only to confirm the distance you've traveled and the elevation you've attained, a measuring stick against which your transformation becomes undeniably evident. Their reappearance signifies not a random occurrence, but a confirmation of your imminent breakthrough. The universe sends them as living proof of your reversed positions, their desperation contrasted against your abundance, their uncertainty against your conviction, their need against your self-sufficiency. They arrive as walking validation of every internal battle you've won, every truth you've defended, every principle you've maintained despite overwhelming opposition. Chosen ones? Something in your DNA changed the moment you said no to the system. The moment you stopped following the herd, stopped consuming their poisons, stopped thinking like a slave trapped in a rigged game. Everything shifted. Your bloodline felt it. Your ancestors felt it. You became the mutation archons feared for centuries. While the world numbs itself with distraction, you've been waking up cell by cell, thought by thought, dimension by dimension. Inside the obsidian inner order, we are mapping this evolution together. We are building the real God code, not through dogma, but through ancient breathwork, sacred energy practices, psychic training, and pure cosmic download. The more we connect, the more the old world falls apart. The archons are losing grip because you were never meant to fit into their design. Every week we meet in real time on live group calls where chosen ones reveal what's happening on the ground and in the higher realms. These aren't just discussions, they are activations. Behind the scenes, our private Discord stays lit with channelings, revelations, and sacred codes passed between those who remember Atlantis, Lemuria, and the lifetimes before this one. You will also receive modern manifestation mechanics, a field manual not for manifesting trinkets, but for reconstructing reality itself. This book is encoded. It only works for those whose DNA has already begun to awaken. If you're feeling the resonance now, that's not coincidence. It's a frequency lock. The order is alive. It's growing. And the real ones are already inside. Click the link in the description below and step into the collective mutation. The false accusations thrown against you dissolve into nothingness. Each attempt to blame you for collective failure evaporates upon contact with your fortified aura. They discover to their horror that nothing sticks to you anymore. Not their projections, not their mischaracterizations, not their desperate attempts to make you carry their karmic burdens. You stand coated in cosmic Teflon, shedding their attachments as effortlessly as water slides from an oiled surface. Your name has been cleared in realms beyond physical perception. The Akashic records reflect your true nature and intentions, unaltered by human misinterpretation. Those with eyes to see recognize the pristine quality of your energy signature, unmarred by the mudslinging campaigns launched against you. You need no defense in the court of cosmic justice, where all hearts stand transparent and all motivations lie exposed. Your adversaries now face the ultimate consequences of spiritual law. Having exhausted their allocated grace periods, they stand before the universal tribunal with no further extensions available. The cosmic judges deliver their verdict without emotion or attachment, a simple recognition that actions generate corresponding reactions with mathematical precision. The sentence represents not punishment, but natural outcome, not vengeance, but inevitable consequence. Their turn to be strong has arrived with perfect timing. The universe demands they develop the resilience they once mocked in you. They must learn self-reliance after depending on exploitation. They must cultivate inner resources after depleting external supplies. They must build genuine connections after manipulating superficial alliances. The curriculum you've already mastered now becomes their mandatory education. Watch without intervention as they struggle through the introductory lessons of spiritual evolution. Learning boundaries after violating yours. Discovering integrity after compromising their own. Recognizing truth after perpetuating falsehood. Their suffering serves a necessary purpose, creating the exact conditions required for potential awakening. Interference from you, even with benevolent intention, would only delay their essential transformation. The dirty offer approaches, wrapped in beautiful packaging. It arrives gilded with flattery and decorated with selective remembrance. They present their proposition as an opportunity, as a mutually beneficial arrangement, as a chance for collective healing. Strip away these ornamentations to reveal the core exchange being proposed. Your hard-won elevation for their continued stagnation. Your authentic power for their parasitic attachment. Your divine abundance for their unearned access. Reject this false equivalence with the full authority of your reclaimed sovereignty. The negotiation they suggest operates from a fundamentally flawed premise, that you need what they offer, that reconciliation serves your highest good, that their presence adds rather than diminishes your trajectory. Their proposal assumes a reality that no longer exists, a power dynamic that has been permanently reversed. The collective watches this interaction with curious attention. Those who once accepted the narrative constructed against you now sense a discrepancy between description and direct experience. Meeting you in your elevated frequency creates cognitive dissonance against the character assassination they previously consumed. This confusion forces re-evaluation, opening cracks in the false consensus reality that once defined your public perception. Your mere existence now functions as a walking catalyst, triggering unavoidable self-reflection in everyone you encounter. You need make no argument, present no defense, offer no explanation. Your presence alone creates the energetic conditions that activate dormant awareness in others, causing automatic realignment with higher truth regardless of conscious resistance. You become living verification of realities they've denied but can no longer avoid confronting. The financial windfall approaching represents not random luck, but cosmic restitution. The universe calculates with perfect accuracy the exact compensation required for what was wrongfully taken: your reputation, your opportunities, your peace of mind. This abundance arrives not as a gift, but as correction, not as a blessing, but as balance, not as fortune, but as fundamental right. Accept it without guilt or qualification as the universal justice system operating with flawless precision. Expanded influence accompanies this restoration. Your voice, once systematically suppressed, now carries across previously inaccessible distances. Your message, once deliberately misinterpreted, now lands with unmistakable clarity. Your wisdom, once dismissed as delusion, now receives recognition as pioneering insight. The platform denied you through human interference manifests through divine intervention, establishing your presence in precisely the spaces that most require your specific frequency. Those who attempted to block your ascension now watch helplessly as you rise beyond their reach. The very gatekeepers who barred your entry now witness your arrival through paths they didn't know existed. The critics who declared you unworthy now observe your welcome into circles they cannot access. The judges who pronounced you lacking now behold your abundance with uncomprehending disbelief. Your spiritual capabilities have expanded beyond conventional limitation. The psychic sensitivity once deemed overactive imagination now functions as a precise receptor for essential information. The intuitive knowing once labeled paranoia now provides accurate assessment of concealed dynamics. The energetic awareness, once diagnosed as disorder, now operates as a sophisticated navigation system, guiding you safely through complex interdimensional terrain. This evolutionary leap frightens those still confined to three-dimensional perception. Your ability to access a broader spectrum of reality threatens their carefully maintained illusion of comprehensive understanding. Your direct knowing bypasses their established authority as information gatekeepers. Your multi-dimensional perception reveals the artificiality of boundaries they enforce as absolute limitations. Your authenticity radiates with uncomfortable intensity for those committed to performance and pretense. Your congruence between internal reality and external expression highlights their exhausting maintenance of false personas. Your forthright communication emphasizes their strategic manipulation of selective disclosure. Your emotional honesty accentuates their carefully constructed facades designed to conceal genuine response. They return with dirty offers because they have nothing clean to give. Their resources consist of recycled manipulation, repackaged deception, repurposed control tactics. They possess no authentic currency with which to establish genuine exchange. No abilities developed through dedicated mastery, no wisdom earned through humble surrender to necessary lessons. The cosmic spotlight now focuses with laser precision on their true nature. The divine director has called for house lights, illuminating what was designed to remain hidden in theatrical darkness. No shadow remains in which to conceal their continued performance. Every gesture, every word, every micro-expression becomes visible under this relentless exposure, revealing the machinery behind their manufactured presentation. Trust your heightened sensory capabilities without requiring external validation. Your body communicates truth through unmistakable signals, the stomach tightening against false narrative, the chest constricting around manipulative presence, the shoulders tensing beneath energetic intrusion. These physical responses represent your sophisticated discernment system, translating multidimensional awareness into biological language. The instinctive reactions you once suppressed to maintain artificial peace now serve as your most reliable guidance system. The immediate knowing you previously doubted to accommodate external consensus now functions as your primary navigation tool. The visceral response you formerly overrode to demonstrate reasonableness now operates as your essential protection mechanism against energies that intend harm, regardless of benevolent disguise. The universe has positioned you at this precise juncture for a purpose beyond personal vindication. Your individual experience serves a collective function, creating essential precedent for others who will walk similar paths. Your maintenance of boundaries despite intensive manipulation establishes an energetic template that strengthens the collective field. Your refusal of dirty offers despite relentless pressure creates permission for others to similarly protect their sovereignty. This confrontation represents the final examination before graduation to your next level of consciousness. The test evaluates not your intellectual understanding, but your embodied implementation, not your theoretical knowledge, but your practical application, not your conceptual grasp, but your lived demonstration. The universe observes with neutral attention whether spiritual principles remain academic concepts or have transformed into instinctive operation. The transformational fire you've endured has forged you into an unrecognizable form. The pressure you've sustained has compressed your essential nature into diamond density. The resistance you've overcome has developed unprecedented spiritual musculature. The isolation you've navigated has established self-sufficiency beyond normal human capacity. You emerge not as an enhanced version of your previous identity, but as a fundamentally new creation operating according to a distinct evolutionary blueprint. Recognize your own magnificence without apology or diminishment. The humility that once served your development now hinders your embodiment, if maintained beyond its useful lifespan. False modesty dishonors the divine investment in your transformation. Accurate acknowledgement of your capabilities represents not arrogance, but honesty, not egotism, but accuracy, not hubris, but clarity. Your journey forward requires no reconciliation with the past. Those who featured in earlier chapters need not accompany you into your next installment. Their characters served a narrative purpose within a specific context, advancing plot points necessary for your development. Their continued presence offers no essential contribution to your unfolding storyline. Regardless of their insistence on maintaining centrality in your evolving narrative, the strength you've built cannot be diminished by their desperate return. The foundation you've established cannot be shaken by their attempted infiltration. The clarity you've achieved cannot be clouded by their deliberate confusion. The freedom you've secured cannot be compromised by their renewed imprisonment. The sovereignty you've claimed cannot be surrendered through their manipulative renegotiation. Their reappearance confirms not connection, but contrast, not reunion, but differentiation, not continuity, but completion. Their presence serves as a measuring device against which your transformation becomes undeniably evident. Their unchanged patterns emphasize your radical evolution. Their stagnant energy highlights your dynamic expansion. Their recycled strategies demonstrate your innovative adaptation. The universe has prepared you thoroughly for precisely this encounter. Every previous challenge contributed essential training for this culminating examination. Every painful lesson developed critical discernment for this conclusive evaluation. Every difficult choice strengthened the necessary resolve for this definitive decision. You arrive at this juncture not as a vulnerable target, but as a formidable opponent, not as a potential victim, but as an awakened adversary. Your victory stands already secured in dimensions beyond physical manifestation. The battle concludes in your favor across multiple timelines, throughout various probabilities, within countless potential outcomes. This predetermined triumph requires only your alignment through conscious choice, your participation through deliberate action, your cooperation through intentional stance. The dirty offer represents a final desperate attempt to derail a trajectory that threatens entire systems built upon your limitation. Your continued ascension disrupts power structures dependent on your containment. Your expanded consciousness endangers control mechanisms reliant on your diminishment. Your reclaimed sovereignty threatens hierarchies predicated on your submission. They cannot frame you because you exist beyond the borders of their limited perception. They cannot blame you because you operate outside the jurisdiction of their moral authority. They cannot shame you because you recognize the artificial construction of their evaluative standards. They cannot claim you because you belong only to your highest calling, your divine purpose, your sovereign path. Their turn has come to develop strength against adversity. Their opportunity has arrived to cultivate resilience through hardship. Their chance has manifested to discover resources within limitation. Their invitation has appeared to find peace amidst chaos. Their occasion has presented to build authenticity through challenging circumstances. You have been chosen for this path not through random selection, but through specific qualification. Your unique configuration of strengths, weaknesses, capabilities, and characteristics creates the exact vibrational signature required for this particular mission. Your personal history, ancestral lineage, soul contracts, and energetic composition form the perfect combination for the responsibilities you now assume. Embrace your destiny with both hands outstretched. Step fully into your magnificence without reservation or qualification. Own your expanded capabilities without diminishment or deflection. Acknowledge your cosmic appointment without questioning or second-guessing. The universe tolerates no half measures at this critical juncture, accepts no partial commitments at this pivotal moment, allows no hesitant participation at this decisive threshold. The dirty offer arrives as the final temptation before complete liberation, the last opportunity to choose familiar limitation over unknown expansion, comfortable confinement over challenging freedom, predictable suffering over unpredictable joy. Recognize this proposition as the ultimate verification of your readiness to graduate beyond cycles that have contained your development within manageable parameters. You stand at the precipice of unprecedented becoming. The known universe holds its breath as you contemplate your next step. Multidimensional beings gather as witnesses to your imminent transformation. Ancient prophecies culminate in this precise moment of potential actualization. The decision before you reverberates across timelines, throughout dimensions, beyond conceptual understanding. Choose wisely. Choose boldly. Choose now.